Hi everyone, it's Holly Marie King, and I am going to play Your Try to Light. I don't know anything about this game. It's another one of my random games that I decided to just pick out of nowhere. So let's just make sure it's English. Okay, and get started. See what we're doing. Ah, what a lovely night. What do you say we go get a drink? Boss, that's the 5th time you've used that joke today. Well, it's your fault for making such a hilarious face every time.
To hear you actually say that is a surprise.
He's like, My name is August Richter, and I'm a detective. Unfortunately, my parents thought a nice classic name like James or John just wouldn't be good enough for me. Then make up a name. Everyone thought it'd be downright hilarious to call me July during my training. So I decided going by Richard would suit me just fine. Leslie. At least your name's not Leslie. I think that's a funny name for a dude. Richard, I'm hungry. Didn't we just have dinner an hour ago, boss? But my appetite for good food is never sated, just like my appetite for justice. What do you say? Should we go get some cannoli? A fellow in Little Italy makes really fantastic. Oh, you can actually click it. I don't know. Boss, this is no time for cannoli. We've got a job to do. Oh, Richard, always such a stick in the mud. This fellow right here is my senior partner, Leslie Clark. I'd rather go by Clark than Leslie. He wears his hair long and has what you might call a girlish face. So he's seen more of his fair share of teasing too. But somehow, absolutely nothing seems to faze him. Case in point, he's worried about cannoli when we're supposed to be tracking down criminals. A true inspiration to us all. Alright. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Sorry. I know, that was dorky. I don't care. Run through the plan one last time, step by step. You're still new to solo assignments, so I want to make sure you've got all the details down pat. Or you've just forgotten them because you fell asleep during our last meeting. How's that? Don't worry about it. I clear my throat, straighten my posture, and mentally pull up tonight's agenda. You and I are splitting up to gather information on Cleveland's illegal liquor business and enforce Volstead. I wonder what that means. The brown highlighted stuff, I don't... I'm headed to the speakeasy on Ness Avenue, and you're meeting with an FBI contact to scope out some warehouses. That sounds like he's not pleased. Leslie nods with his eyes closed, swiveling a little in his chair. Damn it, he'd better not be dozing off again. For tonight, my cover is Jack Vaughn, and I work for the city government. Yes, so you can say your job is helping civilians, and it'll be technically true because you're terrible at lying. Why'd you get into this line of work again? I heard the agency needed detectives who didn't spend their payroll hours hunting for food. Richard, how cruel. With a theatrical gasp, Leslie spins rapidly around in his office chair like my dry remark just sent him into orbit. Sometimes I wonder about what bizarre twist of fate landed us together. Hurtful remarks aside, it sounds like you're all prepared. I want to say well prepared. Well, meet back here tomorrow morning and trade reports, drink coffee, eat donuts. Donuts. Is it my imagination, or is he drooling a little? And decide our next plan of action, of course. Understood? Loud and clear, boss. I give him a lazy salute before turning towards the door, smoothing out my vest. Richard. Please be careful. Watch yourself, stay alert, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Like what? Skipping out on the job to get a cannoli? I'm serious, Richard. You're my partner. I don't want you to be turned into Swiss cheese by a Tommy gun or something. He would use a food metaphor. So promise me you'll be careful, alright? I worry about you whenever you're off solo. Don't worry, I've got this. feel like a kid trying to get a permission to leave home. He does know I've done other undercover missions, right? No need to worry about me, boss. This may come as a surprise, but I can tie my own shoes, too. Oh, so you've been letting me tie them so I wouldn't get my feelings hurt. Richard, I'm touched. He flashes me a playful grin, although it doesn't do much to mask the concern still in his voice. I know him well enough by now to see through his masks, for better or worse. They're married. Unless there's anything else important, boss, I'm going to head out. All right. Leslie pushes himself up from his chair, stepping over to get the door for me. I expect great things from your report tomorrow. With any luck, we'll be well on our way to making Cleveland a boring old town drier than the Sahara Desert. Doesn't sound quite so encouraging when I put it that way, does it? Can't argue there. God bless America, land of the liquor-free. See you in the morning, boss. Give him hell, detective. He reaches out to ruffle my hair fondly, as he often does. I stopped brushing it down a while ago. Leslie always likes to mess it up first thing anyway. We trade wry smiles, and with that, I head out into the cool night air. Next up, Richard's first speakeasy. Speakeasy Argent Games presents Your Dry Delight. August Richard. Ooh, soft-boiled detective. I love this. Leslie, like, scatterbrained boss. Meyer Eastman. Definitely not a gangster. Writer and programmer Devora. Management Gamma. Wow, I like this. This is cool. It's pretty. Your Dry Delight. Definitely not a gangster. Password. A gruff voice whispers to me through a slot in the door. The basement of this dingy restaurant echoes with the muffled sounds of swing music, like it's haunted by some ghostly jazz band. Oh, excuse me. Swordfish. There's a long pause. My informant definitely said the password was swordfish. This isn't a setup, is it? If it is, heads will roll by the end of tonight, assuming mine still. The door swings open before I can finish that thought. Welcome, sir. Please enjoy your night. Thanks, I'm sure I will. I step past the tall, dour doorman and into the loudest place I've ever seen or heard. Smoke everywhere, deafening music, giant gaggle of dancers, loitering hopheads, flappers posing in their risque skirts, drunk saps trying to impress them. All this laughter and cheer makes you wonder what's so criminal about it all, but I guess it's not my job to ask those kinds of questions. After I wander around a little, weaving through the hooch-holding crowd, I end up loitering by the bar. The bartender's staring at me. I raise a brow at him, offering a silent defense. Isn't it normal to come to a speakeasy and not order any liquor? No? His face is definitely saying no. Alright, I'd like to order one of the special? The special comes out of Ed's bathtub, mister. Wah! The bartender bellows out a laugh when I freeze in horror. Hoo boy, don't worry, adds to the taste. I sure bet it does. Still laughing, he uncorks a bottle and pours me a glass of clear liquid, stuffing a lime slice into the rim. It's like putting a fancy bow on a pile of horse crap, but I guess I should appreciate the effort. I lift the glass, taking a cautious sip. Swallow, don't spit it out. Oh, Jesus, that's bad. What does Ed do in his bed? Actually, I don't want the answer to that. As I hold my glass of God knows what and lean back against the bar, my gaze wanders around the crowded parlor. The informant said this place is a key part of Cleveland's liquor business. Apparently, it's owned by mobster types. And now that I think about it, those guys over there look a little rough around the edges. And now that I think about it, those guys... Oh, I already read that. They're not drinking or dancing, just watching the patrons. Suspicious. I casually scoot down the bar, getting close enough to overhear their conversation. It's so loud in here that I can't make out what they're saying, but I manage to catch a few words. Damn Italians, art turf, them and the cops. Did I hear that right? They aren't part of the Italian mob? I wonder who owns this place then. It must be a different gang. Some kind of deal. That'll work. Risky. I strain my ears as much as I can, sensing the conversation's about to get even more interesting. Just one or two hints, maybe a name. Come on. Only one drink for you tonight, my friend? A low, eloquent voice murmurs right in my ear. The culprit smirks at me when I whip my hat around in surprise, offering a little wiggle of his fingers in greeting. Tall, suited, and well-groomed, he has an unusually refined look to him. Is he offering to buy me a drink? Is there any better stuff? I could manage another drink, but not another one of whatever this is. I jerk my chin towards the mild rat poison in my glass. You don't like it? Really? I've been told that's one of the best drinks here. One or two more and I promise I'll start jerk growing on you. No, really, I like my tongue too much to put it through more of Satan's mouthwash. My dry comment makes the stranger chuckle, and he flashes me a wink. Oh, so that's the problem. Well, never fear. I'll take good care of that tongue of yours. Ooh. What's that supposed to mean? Bartender, a fresh drink for the delicate-tongued gentleman, and the usual for myself. He waves at the man behind the counter, who quickly nods. Oh, great. I can't actually get drunk. Damn it. It's like this guy's here just to ruin my investigation. We'll get you fixed up with something that'll tickle your fancy, mister. Trailing off, the stranger raises one eyebrow at me expectantly. Ahem. Jack Vaughn. Jack, not the name I'd picked for you, but I still like it. Really? What name would you have picked? Ask me again after you've had a few more drinks. As if on cue, the bartender passes a glass towards me, and gently slides a steaming cup towards my companion. Is that coffee? Thank you, Arthur. Anytime. He throws the man beside me a wily grin. I can't shake the feeling that I'm the butt of some inside joke, but maybe that's my detective's paranoia talking. You don't drink, huh? I wouldn't call myself a teetotaler, but I do like to stay sharp. I wonder if those give you definitions. Right. Well, drinking partner, since you twisted me into this, who exactly am I toasting with again? My name is Meyer, and I'll endeavor to make sure you won't forget it. How the hell am I supposed to read this guy? If I didn't know better, I'd almost think he was trying to... Lashim! Exclaiming some sort of toast, he clinks his cup against my glass. Lashim! I mimic Meyer's pronunciation, and when he happily nods in approval, we both sip our drinks. Herp! Not as bad as Ed Deluxe, but still feels like I swallowed a gasoline cocktail. Why the pucker face, Jack? Not smooth enough for that tongue of yours? Mayer leans in closer, propping his elbow on the counter and gazing at my face. Well, if he's hell-bent on being all friendly, maybe I can pull some information out of him. Well, I bet he knows something. He's got that kind of smug air. Yes, woe is me and my delicate tongue. Really, where do they get this stuff? Is it all home brewed? Surely there's a big cellar. Of course. Why, the biggest seller in town, no less. So he does know. Now I just have to. But more importantly, why don't you tell me a little more about yourself? Or a lot more. I promise you I won't mind. Alright, play it cool, Richard. Alright. I can't rush this, or he'll catch on. I think he's interested in you, Richard. I'm nobody special, really. I help keep civilians safe, serve the city, and all that. His smirk deepens for some reason. Just another average fella here to relax after a hard day's work. Hoping to take the edge off. Are you just gonna sit there and me all night or what? Well, I don't mean to be rude, but I have a sneaky suspicion that you're lying. Possible. He can already tell? Was Leslie right? Am I really that bad at this? Why don't you be honest with me, Jack? Be honest with you? I'm not. Meyer leans even more, this time snaking an arm around my shoulders and pulling me in close. I swallow, trying to keep a hold of myself as his lips brush against my ear. He can't know. There's no way he knows. You're really a Simcha, aren't you? Simcha? Confused, I steal a side glance at Meyer, and his eyes glimmer back at me mischievously. A pimp, of course. A what? Oh, you can't fool me with that act, Jack. I saw you looking around earlier for my attractive girl, subtle as a train wreck. Oh. Lord have mercy, if I have to pretend to be a pimp, I think I'll just run out the door instead. Yeah. A little laugh spills out of Meyer before he can bite it back. Care to tell me what's so funny? Just teasing, forgive me, I didn't mean any offense. Nor did I think you'd nearly faint on the spot, but I was quite ready to catch you. Alright, you got me. I was just, horrified that my good name might be ruined. Shook me up. Secretly, of course, I'm mostly only relieved that he didn't actually see through the lie. That was too close for comfort. Oh, naturally, an upstanding civil servant like you is obliged to maintain a saintly reputation, right? Bartender, another round for the gentleman, if you please. Oh, God. And that was how I got pulled into a night of drinking with my new companion. It soon grows clear that Meyer isn't going to let anything important slip. He manages to dodge all of my questions like a pro boxer ducking punches. But I'm too invested to turn back. I know he knows something. I know he knows something. But we're just dancing around the subject. And as much as I hate to admit it, it's fun talking to him. So much so that I nearly forget what I came here to do. The way he gives me all of his attention is, well, flattering in a way. While we banter back and forth, I notice the sketchy-looking men from earlier throwing glances towards us. Are they looking at me? At Meyer? Just trying to get the bartender's attention? I can't tell, but I've got a feeling we're being watched. If you don't mind, Jack, I have a question for you. An elbow nudges against my side, interrupting my thoughts. A question? Sure, I'm all ears. I turn my head back towards Meyer, only to see him already pressed close to my side. Our cheeks are nearly brushing together. You wouldn't happen to be looking for underground work, would you? My heart skips a beat. He's finally bringing it up. You could say that, more or less. Well, in that case, how about we make a deal? I'll trade you a little business information in exchange for something on your end. He whispers conspiratorially to me, lips curled upward in a sly, daring smirk. Something, huh? What kind of something are we talking about here? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. His breath lightly tickles my cheek. For a second, my focus gets a little hazy. All I can see are those sparkling green eyes. Ooh. My mind races through all the things he might want from me, things I'd normally never think of until... Bring me a cassata cake. A cassata cake, the type from Frank's Bakery on the east side. Almost certainly not kosher, but I won't tell if you don't. I've heard they changed the recipe to something simply amazing, but let's just say I'm not very welcome in that neighborhood. Not exactly the offer I was expecting. A cake. Right. I'll think about it. No promises. Playing coy, are we? Very well. I see how it is. He exhales a small laugh that brushes my skin again, sending a little tingle down the nape of my neck. Please think it over carefully, and if you decide to accept my offer, come back here tomorrow night. How does that sound, Jack? I hesitantly nod. Can this wise guy really be part of some criminal outfit, trading information for cakes? Perfect! It will be plenty worth your while, so keep that in mind. When he finally pulls back, I subconsciously exhale the breath I didn't know I'd been holding. No matter how I look at it, he's acting sweet on me. Of course, it's not like anyone would notice, crowded as this place is. Do you happen to have a favorite kind of drink? He casually throws another question out, catching me off guard. I want to have it ready for you tomorrow night. That's awful nice of you. Well, my favorite drink, I guess that'd be... whiskey. Whiskey, of course. Do I look like a guy who'd drink anything else? You didn't seem to have much trouble with the other drinks you've enjoyed tonight. That's because you were distracting me. Really? Am I that captivating? You were practically holding me captive from the start, so yes. He lets out a low chuckle, shaking his head. There's something charming about this laugh, maybe the way it comes from deep in his chest, gentle but resonant. Whiskey it is, then, and only the best kind, as Mensch deserves. I'll make sure to take excellent care of both you and your refined palate. You're acting like I've already made up my... You're leaving? Mayer sips the last of his coffee and pushes it away, smoothing his hair back with one hand. I'm afraid so, Jack. I've got some business to attend to, but I do hope I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and tonight's drinks are my treat, as a small token of thanks for your delightful company. With a last knowing wink, Mayer steps away from the counter and slips into the crowd, mingling with the drunken sea. He left so suddenly. I wonder what business he's attending to. Well, never mind. I guess that concludes tonight's investigation. What a ride! I leave the speakeasy, unsure whether Mayer pulled one over on me or if I actually pulled one over on him. He's sure something, that Mayer. No one's ever swept me into their pace so fast before. I can almost still feel the warmth of his breath on my skin. Shh! Just the drink talking. Just the drink. And with that poor attempt to reassure myself, I stuff my hands in my pockets and begin the sobering walk home. Okay. I'm gonna end things here because that's a good time to end things. Hey, look, you can actually read the whole thing. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm gonna end things here. I will continue this one because this one has my interest, but I'm just don't want to go too long on this. So yeah, anyway, hopefully I will see you guys next time. Bye!